Hello, so I'm going to do a video today and it's just based on a really bad hair experience that I had around, when was that? At the end of 2016. I went through a bit of an ordeal, to say the least, with my hair. So I'm going to be just telling you about that and telling you how to repair your hair and get it back to pretty good length, decent condition. So yeah, December 2016 I went to my usual salon in Glasgow. I'm not going to tell you the salon's name because you won't want to go anyway. And I was getting my already bleached hair lighter because it'd been about 6 weeks, my roots were coming in. Back then I used to get an all over full head of blonde, and I'd say that my hair was in actually pretty good condition, as much as it could be, but anyone that bleaches their hair and it's like an overall colour when it comes to bleach, you'll know that your hair's super brittle and dry. But because I'd left it a good amount of weeks in between my visits, my hair was actually okay and I'd been using deep treatments and things, so my hair actually felt alright, just my roots were coming in. So went to the salon as normal, and it was a different girl that was doing my hair that I hadn't seen before. She looked quite young, but I never thought anything of it. And the owner sat me down, she said, just the same. I said yeah. So the other kind of younger girl, she must have been about 20, 22, in that kind of region, she came over and she was like, I'm going to be doing your hair. So didn't ask any questions, I just kind of let her do what she was there to do. And they applied the bleach just in the same kind of way to my hair. So I didn't touch all this section, it was just purely the roots, and that was just obviously pure peroxide that was going on that. So that was totally cool. She just kind of cracked on with it, chatting away, and after about half an hour of me sitting with the bleach on my hair, the owner of the salon came back over and said, oh look, just touch it up again around like kind of crown section and things. So the girl got the bleach and she went over it again. I never thought anything of it, and I sat there for a good 45 minutes, maybe a wee bit longer, and I felt my scalp sting. It was really, really bad. Again, when you get a head full of bleach, you know that feeling, but I've never felt it as bad as this. It was really sore. Obviously when you're getting bleach on your scalp, it opens up all your pores so you can feel it more. And I kind of said to her, I was like, that's stinging a wee bit more than normal. So got taken over to the sink, they washed it off, blah blah blah, all the rest of it. They put a toner on it, another 15 minutes sat with that on, and I said, look, that's far too sore, I can't sit with it on anymore. My eyes were streaming because it was just like stinging, and they took the toner off, and I got taken over to the seat to get my hair cut. Now this is at the point that I should have really noticed that something wasn't right, but I just thought, you know what, I trust them, I've been coming to this hairdressers for a while, they know what they're doing, so I thought, and I just kind of left them to it. And I noticed the younger girl went to get the owner of the salon, and they kind of looked over my hair. She took over from that point. She was brushing my hair, like, obviously when you're blonde anyway, you have to be careful with your hair, but I mean like barely brushing it, as if she was so scared. And I said to her, is everything alright? She said, yeah, no problems. She was scared to brush my hair because it was coming away, everything was coming away. And again, at that time, I didn't really notice, so I just was like, right, okay, cool. And I noticed when she was drying it that it was still really, it felt wet inside, and I just kind of left them to it. And when I was leaving, I could feel that my hair was not dry underneath, and I'd said to her, I was like, it doesn't feel like it's washed properly. She went, oh no, your hair, it's fine, it's just because the blonde's been on it, it's quite brittle, so just be really careful when you're brushing it. I was like, right, cool. I was going on holiday to Amsterdam the next day, so it was like 9:30 at this point, or 8:30, and I was just like dying to get out and get home. So I went home, and in the taxi when I was like this to my hair, it was just kind of coming away. And it wasn't until I got home that I said to my boyfriend that something didn't feel right, and he said, Nat, the whole back of your hair looks, it's hard to say, but I'll put some photos of the way it was. Basically it snapped all underneath, was about that length, all around the crown was very short as well, and I was just in tears because they knew that they'd sent me out like that, and I was that daft that I didn't even process what was happening because of time, and because I'd been there before as well, to be honest. I just thought, crack on. So yeah, don't want to go into it too much, but my hair was ruined. I basically should have got it cut really short, and I never, because you know what it's like, your hair is what makes you feel comfortable. My hair is what makes me feel comfortable, and I was like, I can't get it cut short. So when I went on holiday, came back, had a pure shit time because I was worrying about the state of my hair and was scared to brush it, scared to touch it. It was like straw and it just kept coming away. So as you'll see from the photos that I'll include, that was the way it was, and that was the state it was left with. And all the years from dyeing my hair, even though I've been blonde, my hair's always been healthy. I've got really thick hair, and it's a godsend that I do, because if I didn't have thick hair when that happened, it would have been so much worse, a lot worse than it was. It was quite thick around the middle section still, so I could somewhat kind of cover it up a wee bit, but you could still totally see it. It was horrible. So basically, be careful if you're going to get a full head peroxide blonde. It does ruin your hair in time, totally dries your hair out. It's not good at all. As much as I love that look, it's so nice, I just wouldn't get it again. Not after that. It was horrible. So these are just some things that worked for my hair, and getting my condition back to health. And as much as I hate saying it, and at the time I was distraught about it, I know it seems a bit dramatic, but my hair is what makes me comfortable. So time is the only thing that's going to get it back to normal, and it's horrible. It took me about 1.5 years to get it in a reasonably good condition. What I did when I got home from holiday, I just left it for 6 months, never touched it, just let it be, curbied it all back, and eventually I got it cut probably to about here, and I went brown, and I just left it as it was. The kind of colour of the brown washed out, and I've got some photos and it kind of looks green, but you know what, I didn't care. I was like, thank God that I've actually got hair left. So these are just things that worked for me. So first of all, what I really had to do was stop towel drying my hair. You might already know that, but towel drying is like one of the worst things that you can do for your hair. Just the roughness of it, it splits your hair and everything. So what I do, because it helps get the moisture out as well, is use a cotton t-shirt, and once I've washed my hair, I just put it in the t-shirt and I just press to get all the excess water out, and it honestly takes so much water out your hair. So much better for it as well, because the material is not rough against your hair. So I do that all the time now. I don't use a towel, don't towel dry my hair at all, and I also reduced the heat. So I didn't use the hairdryer on my hair for so long. It was months and months, and my hair's a bit unruly. It goes a bit frizzy. It's kind of wavy, but not a nice wavy. It's like a riot, and I just kind of left it as it was, because I was tying it in a pony so often. I just left it as it was. So I wouldn't use the hairdryer, because that dries your hair out as it is, and my hair could not afford to lose any more of the moisture. I tried not to straighten it, and if I was going out with my friends or whatever, I'd just get like a mousse or hairspray and try and like curl it or wave it a little bit, and that helped, because I used to straighten my hair, even like if I came out of shower and washed my hair and I was going to tie it up for work anyway, I'd still straighten it before I put it in the ponytail, which is stupid when you think about it. But try and stop that. Deep treatments are going to be your best friend. Beforehand, although I looked after my hair, I was just using kind of cheap and any conditioners, so I started to get more expensive, kind of more luxurious brands that focused on dry, damaged hair. So Olaplex, I love Olaplex products. I started using their shampoo, their conditioner is amazing as well, and I've got the number, they've got a wee thing, it's here, trying to hide from me. The wee number 3 is the one that you put in wet hair, and it's supposed to just strengthen it. So when you're using that, you won't feel your hair softer or anything. It doesn't do that, but it protects the bonds in your hair, so against heat and things like that. But these two are amazing. They make your hair feel so soft and as if you're just out the hairdressers. Well, a good hairdressers. Another one that I really like is this argan oil and coconut hair mask, and I just try and leave them in for as long as I can, and I still do this now just because my hair still needs it. So if I can leave it overnight, perfect, that's what I'll do. Put it in a shower cap, put it in a carrier bag, whatever, and just forget about it and then wash it off, because your hair needs all the moisture it can get, especially when it's blonde or if it's just been damaged before. Kind of cheaper one that I've been using recently is the Garnier, this big one, and it's really good. I try and leave it in overnight so my hair's just getting as much moisture as possible. I went through a phase, I think I watched a couple of videos where girls were using coconut oil, and I tried that. Some people had heard videos of them raving about it, that their hair grew and all that. For me, I didn't really notice a difference. It gave it a wee bit more moisture, but it also made it look really greasy. But I tried it for ages. I tried it for months just in case it did work, but I never really felt the effects of it. But you might, it just really depends on your hair. Other wee one that I've been using recently is just a moisture mask, can't speak. And you need to start using heat protectors as well. So if you are going to still hair dry your hair, which is fair enough. I mean, I did it sometimes. I just tried not to. A heat protector, you should always try and use that, because it'll just help the way your hair sits and everything as well. You can get shampoos and conditioner that are sulfur free and paraben free, and I don't really know, I just know that that's good for your hair. I was using the xoxox one. I think you can just get it in Superdrug and Boots and things. It's not actually all that expensive, about £6, but it lasts a while because they're kind of wee chubby bottles. I used that because most high street or that kind of thing, conditioners and shampoos, they strip your hair of their natural oils, and you don't want that to happen. So sulfur free, paraben free shampoos help your hair. And the worst part about it, like the most awful part, is time. As I say, like, I'll put in some photos to try and show, but my hair, I don't even know when I noticed it was growing. But it took me about 1.5 to 2 years, and I'd say my hair is now, it's a good length and things like that. It feels really healthy. What I get now is a full head highlights, and I don't get the blonde, bleach blonde anymore. It's just not worth it for me. I'm too scared as well in case that happened again, then it'd be totally my own fault. And if you're going to the hairdressers and you feel that something's not right, ask the questions. You're the one that's sitting there paying the money for it. I wish I noticed what was happening around me, but I was too busy messing about on my phone, talking about going on holiday, so excited, and because I'd been before, I just put my trust in them. But always ask questions. It's your hair, you're paying for it. And yeah, always research what hairdresser that you're going to go to, because that probably was a student that did my hair or someone that just started. I mean, when I think about it, I'd been going to that salon for about 2 years, and I'd never seen this girl before yet. She was young and I just didn't ask questions, but to be fair, the poor girl, it's one of those things that's happened. But yeah, these are just my tips, that if you've been through a similar situation, these are some things that helped me. So hopefully this video helped anyone. If you've been through a similar thing, let me know, and let me know what worked for you. But yeah, time is really the thing that's going to heal it all. I did put a post about this up about 1.5 years ago on my blog, so I'll link it below just in case anyone wants to read it. But it's basically just the exact same things that I've discussed in this video. So yeah, hopefully that helped someone that's going through a similar thing. Don't worry, hair does grow. Just try and look after it. These things do help, but it does take time, but you'll definitely get there. And you won't make as crazy decisions next time. But some people's hair is a lot stronger than others, and some people can get away with it. Some people can go from blonde to pink to green, and that is not me. And I wouldn't try that, but yeah. But thank you so much for watching. I'm going to try and use this channel a wee bit more. I did like 2 videos, but I'm using my iPhone and I've got a lamp beside me, and yeah. So if you like this, then you can comment and we can chat. But thank you so much for watching.